Sorry about that. Good morning, Morgan. Good morning to any of Morgan's friends that have joined us for this video. And starting now, I'm going to do things a little bit different with the documentation, where I'm going to actually show you the output that we actually get when we run these examples here, just because I think it's easier to compare and contrast it. Okay? And with that, let's go ahead and get started on our reading.
Beautiful Soup Objects, Part 2. Multi-valued attributes. HTML4 defines a few attributes that can have multiple values. HTML5 removes a couple of them, but defines a few more. The most common multi-valued attribute is class, that is, a tag can have more than one CSS class. Others include rel, rev, except charset, headers, and access key. Beautiful Soup presents the values of a multi-valued attribute as a list.
All right. Now remember, in the last video, we were having trouble with the list statement because it was looking for the attribute ID, and it was blowing up because it didn't exist. All right. Well, here they exist, so you'll see how this is supposed to work. Okay. Now, what are we doing here? All right, so we're creating our beautiful soup object, and then we're looking for the class, the P class. All right, let's see. So what comes out? So this is what we're okay, so this is what's in the highlighted yellow stuff is what actually comes out of the code. Okay. So like for here, it was, the book says that it was expecting to have that, and that's what we got. Okay. And then later on, now we've got our multiple values. Okay. We've got body and strikeout. And sure enough, it presents it. Okay. And then when we run the code, we get that. All right. By the way, we're going to still look at the code, and we're still going to look at the output so that you can copy down the code if you need to. Or you can email me and I'll send it to you. All right. Anyway, with that said, let's keep reading.
If an attribute looks like it has more than one value, but it's not a multi-valued attribute as defined by any version of the HTML standard, Beautiful Soup will leave the attribute alone.
All right. What does that mean? Okay, so what do we got here? We got the P thing. We got, where's the close P? So that's the one attribute. And then it closes the body, and then it closes the HTML. All right, so when we run this code, we get my ID. That's what the book says we should expect. And sure enough, that's what we got. Okay. And then, let's see. Then we come down here. And what does it say?
When you turn a tag back into a string, multiple attribute values are consolidated.
Yeah, what does that mean? Okay. Well, this is what we did. Okay. So, this is what is in the Beautiful Soup object. What do we got? We got, here's a P. Where's the end of the P? Here. Right? And then it's got something buried in it. The A thing. All right? So, when we go to see what is in the real, we're asking specifically, what's the value of real? In the A tag, it comes back index, and the documentation says we should expect index, and that's what we got. And then here we run it a second time. Oh, let's see. Look at this. What we're doing is we're adding something called context here, right? Let's see. And sure enough, it pops out in the output, And where was it? Oh, I don't have the thing where it expects what it's supposed to expect. But anyway, so that's what comes in, and that's what came out. Okay? All right. For me, I pay more attention to what the example does than to what the text says because I have a hard time understanding the text. And only by looking at the examples do I start to understand what they're trying to tell me in the text.
You can disable this by passing multi_valued_attributes equals none as a keyword argument into the beautiful soup constructor.
Okay, so what does that mean? All right, attributes say none. Okay, we load up, we create a new beautiful soup object called noListSoup. What do we got inside here? Well, we got the body. All right, and what's in the body? We have one class, and it says body strikeout. Okay, and now we're asking what's the value of class. And sure enough, it comes out. It's body strikeout, and that's what we're expecting, right? We're expecting this, and this is what we got. Now, what are we doing here? We're changing this. Hold on. Oh, hold on. It says no attribute values. I don't understand what the text says. All I know is this is what happens. But hopefully you're smarter than me, Morgan, and I know you are. So you'll figure it out.
You can use get_attribute_list to get a value that's always a list, whether or not it's a multi-valued attribute.
Well, I still don't understand what they mean by multi-value attribute. All I know is here's the code, the example code. We ran the example code, and the book says we should be expected to come back my ID, and it comes back my ID. Now, I wonder if it's because they think that if a space, it becomes multi-value. Is that what they're talking about? I don't know. You guys are smart. You can figure it out. Let's continue the reading.
If you parse a document as XML, there are no multi-valued attributes.
About the XML, when I went to run this code, it was blowing up here. So I'm going to start creating what I call helpful hints videos that will explain how to solve these problems that I run across. Okay, so what the problem was is it needed some packages that I didn't have loaded up on my box. Okay, so when I went to look for them, I couldn't find them, so I had to download them onto the box to get this to work. And we're going to show you how to do that in a helpful hints video. Anyway, so here we go. Now we're creating this XML soup. All right, it looks pretty standard. Oh, okay. So I guess with the XML, you don't need all that HTML stuff. It just has, look at this. It just has this, and it says, oh, and this is XML. All right. So when we go to print it out, it tells us, hey, this is the XML version. It's freaking decode. You need this to decode it. And here it is. All right. See how it looks a little bit different? We go like, okay, well, what's the value in the class? And the book says we should expect that. And what do we get? We get it. All right. All right. Now let's continue. I think we're almost done.
Again, you can configure this using the multi_valued_attributes argument.
All right. Now let's try and figure out what is different between here and here. All right. All right. So class is, oh, you know something? Is that in the code? We'll have to look. That might be missing from the code. All right, because let's see. Well, maybe not. All right, so we've got this. It says body strikeout. We read it like last time, but now we're supposed to be expecting body and strikeout separately. And the way we did that is by doing this. We put this little key in here. Now what exactly this thing does, I don't know. But it must be magic. Because when we put this in, all of a sudden, this turns into this. All right. And with that, we're finished with the. And here we're in the code. I'm just gonna scroll through this slowly, so you can just pause the video to get everything that I got, or send me an email. It's in there somewhere, or let me put a comment in the video, and I'll make sure that you get the email address. It's in there somewhere. All right, all that code, right? And why? Okay, we're gonna go look at the output, right? Let's go do that. And here's the output. Every time we run create a beautiful soup object, it just puts in all this crap. I don't know why. I should probably see if I can find a way to turn it off. Anyway, so as we run, we go and we do some displays so that we can see what's going on with these variables. And then what I've just started doing, I'm like, okay, I'll just cut and paste this stuff into the document so that we can see what happens when we run it. Okay, so that code, if you copied and pasted all that code that I just showed you, this is the output you'll get. Okay, all right, and with that, that's the end of today's video. Enjoy the rest of your day and try not to get into too much trouble. See you in the next video.